Mario, me no know if she just think it's a misunderstanding because you know how the PMP them texting at the box or whatever. You understand? So,
Yeah, but romance is never disrespectful plan. That's why I say him just
uh,
tone it down, man. I will just go through. Go
open your
through,
mic,
Mario. Go through.
Mario. Open your mic, Mario.
All right, let me sorry about that and good evening again. The word idiot we must never call people.
All
All
right,
right.
blessings.
Respect.
If I did call you an idiot, I'm sorry. I thought I said don't act like one. I didn't call somebody an idiot. I said you know if you know better, you do better and don't act like an idiot. That's all I said. So if I call you an idiot, I'm really sorry about that.
All right, she recant it, my general. Go through what me way.
You're labor right like myself, so I don't feel any way. All right. All right. So people, let us look at a couple things that we have to take into consideration. And I think Sons of Punkos was heading there. You see, the DPP office or the office of the public prosecutor is independent of the government. Not in all sense that it don't pay for it and all of that. The decisions that the DPP make is independent of what the government says. Right? Just like in America here that Marcia referred to. Each county
Correct, but I didn't say. Hold on. So where you getting it wrong? Even though it's independent, it's the government, a body of the government, but it's independent in terms of defending the public. That's what
Independent of cabinet, Mario, or independent of government.
government. It is the
it is
government.
independent of the cabinet, my brother.
Yeah,
It is the government.
but it's not independent of government.
No,
It is
but
the
Mario.
government.
Well, I'm not
Mario.
Lewin is a government worker. It's a
Mario.
government
it's a
employee.
public sector worker.
But
Yes,
who's
sir.
But
That's
she's
what
she's not.
How the government is made of Punkos?
who's the
Mario,
government?
Mario. That's
Mario.
all
So
you're
she not-
saying, sir.
so she not government worker?
You see what you say a while
She's
ago?
not. Well, I'm not
Yeah.
Mario.
This
She's not
is
government
all
worker.
we've been saying. This is
Yes.
all we've been saying. She operates under government, under government ministry who pays her.
She
Oh, I wonder if Mario thinks we are talking about labor right now.
government.
Hold on, Marsha.
Hold
Hold
on
on.
a second. Hold on. To provide the district director of public prosecution is to provide the people of Jamaica with an independent and effective criminal prosecution capability, which is both fair and just, consistency with the Constitution of Jamaica. That's what
Marcia.
it is. So it is
Marcia.
a government body.
Marcia, let me tell you when we go over there, go tell them, say. Because apparently, I see him thing over there talk about and him and them have a problem with him. Listen, Mario. I said, the office of the DPP operates from the Ministry of Justice, whether independently or otherwise.
Exactly.
The Ministry of Justice is responsible for the operations of, if you notice the word operations, that means say, I them take care of them, I them fund them, I them pay them, brother. See?
right.
However, their duties are independent of government. You understand now?
All right. Because what I was going to do is read the DPP is appointed by the Governor General and must be qualified to be appointed as a judge of the Supreme Court. The office is intended to be independent so that the DPP is not influenced or pressured by any other person or authority.
Correct. We're not.
And that's that. So people, that's what I am saying is that the DPP
Maria,
operates, like him said, operates
Marcia, make him finish, man.
independent.
Yeah.
You get me?
See him so, Mario. See him so. But somebody respond to them, yeah? Somebody respond to them. And who responds to them are Ministry of Justice. They're
No,
under
me
the
never
umbrella.
debate. No, me hear you with them on that today, you know.
That was all that was said, bro.
But-
A straight
that-
argument.
Dark shade, let me tell you something with labor
Yeah.
right now. Okay? And
Yeah.
see me and Marcia and you attack over PNP matters. When our government won a case that was deemed not to be challenged, right? But guess what we are with the subject matter? What PNP want?
No. Hold on.
Labor rights. Labor rights. Remember, you know, me log on to the thing a while ago, me and listen. Labor rights. We cannot. You, Graham, and all these people are taught how to manipulate or to make their subject matter be the matter that is spoken of. We have to lift that.
All right. Can I say something? He was over there calling out Chopper, and Chopper knows what it is. So I was saying to them over here that I was just over there and they were calling darker shade name and also saying that Chopper no know where must say, because Chopper said the DPP is a part of the government and how Chopper is an idiot and Chopper is this, and that's all I was saying. That's
No,
how
I heard that. But darker shade. I think, let me just say this, I'm soon gone. Darker shade. I think you were there. Look here, me go on the live with them when Vegas did that then.
Yeah.
I don't know if it earlier and until the brother, why name him have to go off of the live. Me I got attack them. Caution wasn't there. Listen.
Caution then show up. I'm Dr. Flirt.
I'm named Dr. Faith, you know.
Me never did see him. But listen.
Man, I'm named Dr. Faith, man, and show him off. Can't go talk about man, mother.
Right. So the issue is, people, there are some of these platforms that we stay far from and talk about our subject matter. Because even the Calder them and all of these people, we have to start take some serious positions on them, you know, where we have to come as a group of people in a Jamaica and start to write up against them, because for me, we have missed the big picture. And I say for me, because me can't talk for myself. The objective is to cut off the crocodile head and make the body dead. Right? And who is the crocodile head? Andrew Holness. Who are they attacking? Andrew Holness. How we not hear we are talk about? How we not hear we are?
How we ask man, the man, the defense man, how we ask Mario man?
No, but listen now, man. Listen up, we take too long, bro, and we give them too much leverage.
No, I'm not feel so.
Listen why me say it now. Listen why me say it. For more than a year, we see Calder, we see IC come out and tell lie upon him, and nobody rebutted. Well, listen, nobody. In a no serious way, there was no real attack more than a year, you know, brother. From even the government itself, you know. And they're allowed to float Mark Golding, allowed to go around the island and destroy the good work of the Prime Minister and what Jamaica going on, man.
You know this try,
no,
man. Mario.
Mario.
You know this try, man. Mario, let me tell you a thing, man. There's a level of intelligence in dealing with the situation. And it starts with the PM himself. He is the man who is under the axe right now. Saying? And the man is dealing with the thing with a level of intelligence on a normal. Man could have come out and voice in tune and cuss and go on like him and eat that and them thing. Another kind of PM that we have. The man use a level of intelligence to deal with the situation and control it. And his lawyers are at his defense. His people are at his defense, bro. You understand? And them are here loud and clear. And one of the reasons why you see we over the platform there, because I'm not only the PNP over there. You have people there they not make up their mind. People there they want to make up their mind and them are hear the foolishness of them boy they chat over there, brother. So yes, when you go over there and show the people them say foolishness them a chat, the people them understand, seeing that we, the defenders, they are doing thing and we are doing it with a level of intelligence. We are doing it based on facts. We not do it based on no argument and no suck your mother, brother. And no bad word. You understand? We are telling people them the facts so that them can understand and move with the facts. Not with the foolishness where them are going with. You see me? That's why the chaps go over there.
Mario, more ask you something, Mario. You would defend the Prime Minister?
It go up on my page and you will see.
Why people can't just answer a question?
All right, sorry. Yes, sir, I do.
All right. Which platform you have?
One.
All right. So it's a man like me, you know, me not have time to go up on programs like with Caution and Lepon and Hugh Richard them. It's a bit upon it and Hugh Richard come on this, me will engage him. But me not go up on a platform, go engage them. Right? Me have my Twitter, me have Instagram, me have 5 Facebook page, right? And broke that
Punkos, me follow you.
them, brother.
And I know me I follow you, Punkos. So you know
right,
have to
brother.
explain to me.
So you know, so me I say we don't even follow them up like that, brother.
And that Punkos, listen, I was in Jamaica maybe about 2 weeks ago, me there at Jamaica. And when me go Jamaica, a Westmoreland me come from, Negril to be exact. Me go a town from me young, me go a youth tech and me do my work. My job, and 90% of the job what me did do at Jamaica, it make travel through the entire internal and outside of Jamaica, from Portland Point to Negril Point. Right? That's my work. So me know Jamaica inside out. There are issues there that is being treated, but we not come out before now and try to defend it. Me talk to all level of labor right, you know. And even some are we weak in our head. Me not mean no, but even couple of years, not couple of years, maybe a year and a half. Because there are certain attacks where we get where it did need bigger things to happen. Now, as much as I doubt the poll of Anderson, right? We leave the poll to the advantage of the PNP to take it and run with it and do a lot of things with it, right? We start to work now. I'm hoping that we get better. All I am saying now, I'm here, you know, Chief of Staff, about going over there to defend the party and thing. But our subject matters must be more outstanding and spoken about and find ways now how to go over there and pull where the people them to where we there. And I say it that way because even I was reading the paper and the paper say there's a councillor in a municipality of Kingston that build a building down a Waltham or a half Maxfield, we never have no permit. How that not be the subject matter this morning and then I talk about? Why the energy?
Dennis
We talk about it from yesterday, man.
Yeah, but at that we can't let me work in a media for a couple of years. And when you're talking about an issue, you know, come off of it. You have to beat it for 5-6 days before you let it go. We are Lego things too quick. PNP no Lego nothing.
It's on, man.
Here and them, brother. And that's my thing. We can't talk about thing one day and just forget about it. No, it must be the subject matter for the entire day. And we change the way each presenter bring it, and we present it as a package again. That's what PNP do. That's what Gleaner and TVJ teach them to do. And media, them operate from. Yes, sir.
Mario, even over so since there, you know that Chopper would have defended the fact that he was a laborite, right? And when asked of Caution, if he is a PNP, tell him must say no, you know.
But him have, look here, him can say you know that this is tragedy. This is
no, hold on. When a man where I defend the PNP, I say him no PNP.
Yes.
Where that fake to. A lot of integrity, you know,
no.
People
does Calder tell you say man a PNP and
no,
them tell you say them a PNP?
No, that's just what I say. Chopper and him have a debate. You understand? And he was defending all them a defend as it relates to the comrades.
Yes.
And Chopper was defending the laborers. Right? Based on arguments. And Chopper said it is no secret that he's a laborer.
Yes.
No secret.
Exactly.
But when him asks, him say Caution, ya comrade, him say no, I'm not comrade.
Because
him say no.
No, but darker shade. Listen now. Everything is a marketing strategy. And we have to know that. Even though you know that. He is talking to an audience. He's not talking to you. So the audience where him talk to, who no know don't know, and who know. This is labor right with two truth. And I'm not
But
saying
at the end of the day, he get shut down. He get
yeah,
shut down.
yeah, because he comes as an aggressor. But to be on the TikTok as an aggressor to the labor rights and to confuse the labor rights and to say things that are not true.
Can't confuse you, man. Caution can't confuse you. Caution a big idiot.
Look here, the whole of we know the name Caution. Everyone of we know it. And that's a ploy. We know a name. And we have to, these are the things where we have to start, get out our system.
In company live with different name today, like who knows, yeah.
Right. So, but again, income with that. So we can be as open and as true to everybody, because everybody not do the same to you.
But at the same time, as me I said to you, see,
Yeah, man.
when you see some people over there, so
Yeah.
the only reason why I did go up there, brother, because the DPP was mentioned, and the man I say, a DPP office independent of government.
Okay.
You understand? The
Okay.
office. So when me hear Chopper say, yo, I'm gonna leave, me I say, no, Chopper, stay up there. And me jump up.
Are you me see why me go there still, you know? I must tell you that too, you know.
Yeah, man, me jump up because me I say, yo, this man are going like you want to lead the people them astray, turn them in an idiot, confuse them. Yeah, you have to make the people them understand what is governance. And there are different level of governance. Right? And one of those things is that we have to have a prosecutor who represents the nation and
Good.
government.
Yes. And because we have a government. Me understand where you are. They, so darker shade. One day to see what they do. So they are employing a non-agreeable modus of operandi to the Jamaica Labour Party. Anything you do, even if you're right, he must find a way to discredit you.
See them, Mario. And that's what I talk about. That's why when I say, Chopper come down, I say, nah. Because Chopper would have already let the mass know. Yo, me a start labor right. Me not undecided. Me no man the by the wayside. I try to defend. I make them know say yo, me a defend what me know is facts. And I'm also a part of what I'm defending. Seeing while the next man I say, oh, I wayside him there defend that the other party. That him a do, you know.
I agree with you. I may want to not change the subject matter because bigger things out there for fry. But me I say
definitely.
Hear what me I
say. We did not want to clear up that. We did not clear up that, Mario.
Look here, me there with you.
We clear.
Yeah, no, man. Look here. You see our sister Marcia. Me know say so she stay sometime. And I just saw we labor right are hot-headed people, you know. I have seen I have been me go at me worker, garden house, me go at the Prime Minister office, not this one come left. And I have done a lot of work in outs in a media where take me in and out of all of these entities and situations and this and that in a Jamaica. Right? Now, Chopper are the big man. Chopper are my brethren, right? But me want us as a people, because we are different truths and right, you know. Satan and God are fighting, you know. Right now, pan Jamaica land, you know.
That's how you put it.
Yeah, bro. If a man give poor people 300 house, and a man have a constituency where the wall are tear down, right? And him no look for the people them and give them a house, and the people them a follow him same way. What you gonna tell me, say?
That's a serious argument.
And the man a billionaire, my brother. Take up 20 billion but invest in our next country. No, tell me this.
Mario, hold on, Mario.
Here and now.
Listen to you. Mario.
Yeah.
Me I listen to you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think you now get the Labour right bloggers them and the Labour Party credit. You know? Because you see, we don't have time to chase the opposition party. You understand me? What the Prime Minister is doing, alright, Damien Crawford, for the last 10 years, about Andrew. You ever hear Andrew ever answer Damien yet?
I know him supposed to answer Punkos. Look
No,
here. Let
Mario,
me say something to you.
what I'm saying to you,
Let me
what
show
I'm
you
saying
something,
to you.
Punkos. Punkos, me rate labor right bloggers, you know. Punkos, I am in a lot of things. Me see a lot of events in a labor right. Me in a lot of little thing when me now was say yes. Punkos, listen to me. My life, I run it off of the bees hive. You see, the bees hive, it have a queen bees. It have multiple workers and it have some man. The man one we then call Joan. Can you just push your hand in at the bees hive and get to the queen?
No,
And that's so me run my life. You
no, but
must not.
remember, Damien is also a politician and a public figure.
We no
Okay,
business about him. We are attacking him so the prime minister not have that the work they do. The prime minister work have to
Mario,
manage the project.
miss the point.
Me nah miss it.
Yeah, well, Mario, yes, you missed the point. May I say yes? You see, if we spend time out PMP fire, we now go spend time to highlight the glory of the Jamaica Labour Party. Because we can't do two of them, you know.
But me don't come to that already. That I want me to say from morning. Say me
Yeah,
want people data them be more
all right.
out there. Me not say we not working, brother. No miss the point.
Boss. What I know? There's nothing more we can do apart from put up some huge billboard, right? All along the length and breadth of Jamaica roadside them. You understand me? In terms of data and information out there. You say to me the panel live here and hold on man. We made the panel live here. I mean talk to people who say them neutral or them come and them ask certain questions. You know when I first I said to them, I say, do you follow the Prime Minister's page? And 100% of them always say no. I'm say, all right. Do you follow the Jamaica Information Service page? No. I'm say that is why you are lack of information. Because which part of information there? You understand me? You're not going there. Where you go, I would mix up on the fuckery. And you say you go, and that's the problem. So I always point people in which part they can get the information. They don't have to wait on nobody. If you come on one live and make one post or something, and make a map golden or nobody, or nationwide, the Prime Minister make sure say him post everything on him own a page them.
Right.
But enough time we not direct people to the Prime Minister's page or JS page. We are running on and arguing people.
No,
You see you follow me on social media long time, on Facebook long
Can
time,
I
don't you?
add something too?
You know how we used to go on Facebook, don't it?
Yeah, but remember say when we are talking about beach and development, you know, you remember say me did this. Me I tell you how Clearwater stay and where we need to go with Jamaica. You remember the youth where did I talk to them time there? You remember?
Yes.
I mean I tell you about Clearwater. You remember that?
Yes.
I will have me same one. Somebody wants to say something, but
Let me add something too. What we notice about them is that because they don't fact check anything, they just want to hear some propaganda from one person and they use it to say that everybody is affected. So just like the man this morning, him name Jose, him come and his family friend or whoever is having a challenge getting a job with her 8C6 subject. And because she's affected, him come with this narrative to say all young people who leave with C-SEC from from high school are unable to get a job. And I'm like, you cannot use that to cover the entire Jamaica society. Yes. It affects one person and it affects all.
I'm a bridging that, right? My labor from Taspin. Listen to me. Is it a story about the family member and cousin or whatever? Is a lie. It's a lie. No.
tons of punkos. Me have a reference point when me use for judge PNP, you know. I know so they can't change, you know. So me not try to convince them, you know. Me say again, a nigga me come from 3/4 or more of my family, them are PNP. Nobody can convince me about nothing about how damaging PNP is to them people. There are roads in Negril that never fix. Remember, we had the tourism minister, you know, for years, you know. If you go up a red ground, right? Go up a red ground and you see Whitehall, where everybody are hype up about now, and Whitehall this. Mr. Siaga was going to develop that into a housing scheme, right? It did not happen because they lost the election 89 and the workers of the hotel industry need place to live. What did these people do? Start to capture the land. You know when them people they get road and water, when Bruce Golding come in a power, right? So we have to know. Well, in my case, me know what PNP possess. Red Ground still not have road and Negril make so much money for Jamaica. The Western Road still is in a state of disrepute. Them look, let me tell you something. You see, for my father, I'm a PNP, you know, and he can't go vote, you know. Right? My people, them run a Airbnb in upon the Western Road, right? And we are prone to thief. I mean, I ask labor right too. More than 20 years now. Every year, they rob the tourists. You know what PNP did do? PNP put a street light below, like, you know, then stagger street light. Then put one miss the light post, put one miss the light post. You see, before them put the light post before my yard, which I'm a mother is a staunch labor right, then drop it top side our yard. I look on the mayor. I make my father, who is a PNP like them, write a letter and take it to his office. You know what I'm telling me, say? Say, me must buy the light and put it up on the government light post. You get me? And we are get robbed, you know? Nobody else now get robbed. My father clean the two side of the road, right? At all times, my yard, if you go there, the two side of the road fixed, clean. PNP collect for clean it, right? Do they ever give us $1 out of it? No, but them a collect for do it. Yeah? But my parents can't get nothing. Me patch a road before my yard, you know. Me use cement and sand and patch my road, you know. Because I don't want a pothole before my yard. I just work list, we get work list. We are wait for government to do everything. Me I go clean up my chicken for the holiday, yeah. Enjoy the evening, me I go and listen everybody.
All right, Mario. But yeah, what I learned today, what I learned a valuable lesson today. There's nothing we can say on certain platforms, and they admit to it. Yeah,
Shade,
them are gonna always try to shoot it down.
shade.
So it don't make no sense.
Shade, you hear me?
Yeah, bro.
Me didn't want to say something when you come up to, you know.
Mm-hmm.
This is how dunce they are. We are just talking about how dunce they are. If you are in the army and you did something wrong, and the army persecute you in their court, if that problem that you get in is civil, the army cannot sentence you and the army cannot lock you up. They have to send it to the civil court. Did you know
No,
that?
but listen up, Plank. All of them suck me in the brother. A logics, you know. A
They don't
logics.
know,
No, no, no,
brother.
no, no, you know, on a rocket science.
Remember
That's that
the
me I try to
DP.
show you.
You remember DP from Yotan.
Yeah.
Remember say I'm a cousin, you know. And
Okay.
the next one where where officer, I'm a cousin too, you know.
Right.
I'm my uncle son and one of my two of them are my uncle son and one of them are my auntie son. So
Yeah.
we know these things. DP get in a trouble regular and got a
For,
red fence. If it's a civil, if it's a civil matter, the army can't lock them up for 7 or 10 years. Me just
what is red fence for, Plank?
red
Red
fence of
fence
it, red fence of it just internal.
internal affairs, bro.
Them
Anything
don't do no
internal where man then do, any policy or any rule are broke internally. That is for red fence. Once you commit an offense against the country, once you commit an offense against you break the laws of the land. A police, them have to hand you over to the police.
police, population, prison, you go.
Yes, your soldier go get an over to the police and the police do what them for do.
So we
And
don't know what
whatever. Alright,
we don't
just
know what about
listen to this argument. when police are involved, if police involved in a shooting, right? There's a shooting that they're involved, and there are some discrepancies with the shooting, right? And whether what their name, did Indicom,
Mhm.
Indicom would have find some form of discrepancies.
They can't
Indicom
put
would
in a
send the
regular. They
file,
can't put in
send the
a
file.
regular deal.
They would have to send the file to DPP for DPP to examine and rule. You understand? And it's the same thing with the soldiers. If them involved in a shooting and there are some discrepancies and they might be found wanting, Indicom would create the file, send it off to the DPP office. DPP rule. If they are supposed to be charged, they'll be charged and
And currently,
prosecuted. And not
yeah,
by the army. It's by
and
the
about the army.
it's by
The first,
yeah.
the first thing the army I do, once you get locked up, them a send guy a yard for all of your uniform then.
Right.
Until the case is finished.
Yeah, because you're not gonna operate until you understand?
No, them,
So you have to bring
them,
back
no,
them. You have to bring back all of them equipment. Go get them.
them no know shit where them a chat say. Now when them a chat say the army have its own code. Me have one
No,
little
you
code
recharge,
now.
man. No, you recharge, man. Cause they want to say the
I know you
army does not.
Richard. I
They
know you
want
Richard.
they want to say the
Son.
army is independent of the Ministry of National Security.
Mm-mm. No,
And that they want to say
application.
no. They want the army independent from government. Or the army to be independent from the government.
Army can't send nobody to prison for life. 30 years.
That's
The-
man. Once it's a criminal offense
You have to
or a
send it to
civil
a civil
offense, as
court.
you say,
You have to
civil
send it to
offense.
yeah, you have to send it to a,
I quote I landy with them. Oh, we didn't get them foolishness from brother. That's what me I say to you. Say anytime you go over there and you try to show them the facts, them shoot it down and try to make you look like you're stupid. But people, you even notice the last thing we said to them. I said, do your own research and stop listening to what we
Petal, when me
say.
do, come in our box, come tell me what me do, baby. No, but I shoot Petal. We not done. We go to school and we know things.
No entity in Jamaica operates outside of government. You understand me?
The law.
Yes, you have some of them operate independent, but they answer to the government still.
Mm-hmm.
Government funding, bro. Public sector is government funding.
Well, all
Blank,
the shit. Petal, what
blank,
me do, baby?
blank. Or you come so, but then you have one cousin come like you. You might turn in your uniform sometime.
Oh, me have one cousin, man. She can't tell about him.
All right. Nobody
Him
put
man
up
gone.
your, nobody talk about your cousin business.
Oh,
Hold
him
on
man
there.
gone. Him man gone to England.
Petal. Well,
Philippines.
I don't get the money
Blank.
yet, but you sent me the receipt. Me see
Mm-hmm.
20,800.
So how much you collect so far?
Only you and Mila and know where may I get from the girl Yasmin and
So
yeah.
after so much people make pledge, you not follow through with them pledge.
That is all I get so far. And me get 100 US to my next something. So me have 75,500 from one person and me get 100 US. That is about 15,000 Jamaican, right? Somebody can tell me who collect
So,
US?
so you have 90,000.
Yeah, so for my other something that's for my other something. But say wait name then now. Let's see. At now 42,000 for her so far.
So, no,
42,000 for
no,
Chrissy.
chopper and chopper, rich stuff and something
Rich
them and
Channel not reach out to me yet.
rich that didn't say I'm gonna send it to the female account.
Which female? To her
Chrissy.
directly.
Yeah,
Oh.
them,
I thought they were giving me everything and then me just send it to the account.
It depend.
well,
You did
link it
write down.
up.
You did write down the people who pledge.
Yes. Me leave
Check,
the list at work though. I
Angel.
can't remember it. I can't remember.
Remember, easy man.
It's
Angel.
easy to remember.
But you remember, Petal.
Yeah.
Mm,
And some boss Jaden say I must reach out to him for some money. I may
mm-hmm.
have two other person who may I wait on for my money. But my not my money, but the funding for
Okay, okay.
this thing. For
Well, it
me
sound
reach
like yeah.
90,500. The aim is 137,000, I think. I don't remember. Foresight have to remind me.
Okay.
Or 136,000. I'ma have $42,000 for Chrissy.
And did she get the x-ray
Um,
done at the hospital?
Union Dante.
You know me fi Union Dante? That is
No,
say
Mr.
before?
Good evening.
Oh,
Dante
okay.
say hi to me, so I
Yes,
respond.
so me I forgot call her and find out because she was supposed to go down there from
Hey,
yesterday.
hey, yo, quick Petal asked Dante. When I look sideways. Who need Dante?
No, she never said so. She said good
She
evening,
said,
Dante.
I will heal the woman, heal the man, man. You tap
I'm,
balance, man.
I'm Petal and
Him say,
I'm Philippine. I say, when there? Look left and right, have you see him?
Anybody else want to send me any money?
Philippine, no
Eh?
easy. That Philippine, everybody want to say.
Guys, we don't send Philippine all out to check on and get for Christmas.
Yeah, me pretty. Send it to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, only way you get for me, I put up the camera right now.
No,
Pretty
sir.
and taken.
Dante?
Dante,
Pretty and taken.
what kind of marriage go on this morning, Philippine?
Between me and Dante?
Mm. Better, you
Philippine,
said, better, you said
Philippine,
Dante and Philippine married this morning.
Philippine, Philippine.
Yeah.
Me never talk to you about your charity what you do, but you never explain to me.
Oh, me
And
can't explain to you, man.
but hold on, me can't do nothing more right now, cause at Christmas you
Yeah,
remember one
man.
time you remember we come on the platform one time and beg money for Mr. Willis. Enough of the people
Oh,
them not follow through and not pay it, and me have to ending up go deal with some money for him. So it kinda set me off because
yeah.
after they make the pledge and then they go do something in advance.
Mm-hmm.
Him was behind, actually him behind by a few thousand well. So me
Okay.
had also send one extra $300 to him. So that kind of dip in and me have
Yeah, man.
a
It's
big a
alright.
big family and a Christmas.
Yeah.
But
We have one
we
next
did this
project that come up, so we
yeah.
can, you know, have to sponsor this one. We have another
Mhm.
project. But I feel I'll meet the target for this one soon.
Yeah, but if me come up with
But
if
the
me come up
next
with anything
project, I'm
extra,
going to still explain this one to you, you know, and
mm-hmm,
the next project is
mm-hmm.
coming up soon.
Hold on, Philippian. You know how we're gonna start though? Anytime I call, people come up on this platform and pledge and say, oh, I'm gonna give this, we write down the name and we start call them out. Cause it
Yes.
sound all nice and good when them a say, oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. The man gets stuck and I mean call. So me have to me go out of pocket by how much thousands of dollars because what you gonna do? Right?
You
So
see
Mm-hmm.
your
when people
Petal?
come on, huh? Where's up? Where's up, plan?
You see you?
What me do?
Where you gonna call out people name for?
You me call nobody name?
No, I
You
never
said,
said that, darling.
mm,
I never
I'm
said
just
that.
saying. I'm just
Okay.
saying when we're on the platform and people pledge, we're writing their
But
name
Philippine,
down. Out.
me can't tell you who we play, you know?
Come in. Who is
Where's
this?
the plank?
Me can't tell you all
Oh,
Oh,
who we pledge.
Dante, please, me soon done, man. Well, I know me soon
okay.
done.
Me can't tell you all who we pledge. Because me have elephant brain.
Remember, I
Oh,
remember the
I'm
names.
gonna
I
take a
remember
break
the
in like
names.
10 minutes or so. You wanna come back in
Dante,
10 minutes or you wanna
remember
go
some
now?
also I gather the stuff for
Remember,
Chrissy.
say Dante alone, Same as send
You're
$200.
gonna go some. Okay, that's
No,
fine. I'll
Dante,
go when you
no,
come back.
Dante, I send it to me. Nah, send it to, that's a my money.
Whoa! See the what?
Yeah.
Fall for me. So Philip, you know when you got this morning. Tell me what going.
Hold
I
on
mean,
now. Hold on. Plank.
Who was
Me a talk
not
big
even remember who? Oh, me here say
Philip
you did that officiated plank.
I mean, did
Philippian.
it?
I lie, you never
Philippian.
did it.
Philippian.
Hmm?
Philippian. Now you keep on my careless argument with Plank. Tell me what the project was.
Petal, me go call you and tell you.
Mm-hmm. But
Maybe me give
again,
you
as
a
I
good
say,
call.
everybody pan here. Anytime at all, not amount no call. Oh, I'm gonna donate five. I'm gonna donate 10. I'm gonna donate 20. Me a write your name down and me a call you out.
Yeah. They
Promise
said
you.
Petal and Mila and Yasmin, them
Yeah.
serious. Trust me.
Anytime I tell them I say me I give money, me give that. And my
Them
bills
see
week.
a Petal and Mila first send them money.
If me
And
can do
Yasmin
something, me
send
gonna
it
be the
a
first
while ago,
person to tell
send
us
it
that
to
me can
her.
do it.
And me ask
Yeah.
Yeah.
somebody today, me call the person and tell them about the project today, and the person send me the $100.
I
And the
mean,
person love the project.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. And him say anytime I have anything like that, I for call him again. And
Nice.
the first person who give me the $75,500, see, I like the same week, like 3 days, within 3 days, me get the money. You have some people,
Nice.
them will donate and give you, if them say, yeah, whatever you're proposing makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Other person that you want talk to Dr. Dunn. But me did get through to Dr. Dunn
Okay.
Petal. Me get through to him.
Nice, nice.
But the
Me
person
try.
want to fund Dr. Dunn's projects, whatever in his constituency.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee, come in our
Yeah.
box, coffee. Send a request.
Good, good.
Send a request. Cause boy,
Prof,
you
you
want go.
can you can send me a number, I can tell you about it.
Coffee, then don't cause we have a problem.
Right, good evening. Me left a while ago. Me just text two time in the comment and then they run me. And so I
Them
go
up.
go look for my labor right live.
Yeah, man, I forgot you. Me
Which
tell
uh,
me,
which which platform? Which
No man, I text me
platform?
text in name
So,
Politics Supreme Court.
oh,
Me go I pass me just from my phone
Where
did
is
dead, so me
that? Is
just
that
turn
is
it
that
on.
TMP platform?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So me hear when them say
so them
no
a try
no
case
baby
over there?
aisle, nobody can get a baby aisle in a Jamaica to buy because a Chuck Fender um
Chuck Finley.
Chuck Finley, and what you put them in here, Carl,
And
and
Vegas. And Vegas.
who the- and then they start from Vegas and whole Vegas. Oh my God, so man, it was terrible. So me texting I part, me texting and say, who have more Batman more than PMP? So then run me, then run me.
Dante, you have anything to say?
Okay, Philip, I'm going to send you my number to in your thing.
Yes, send me in my inbox. Dante, you have anything to say? Dante don't know, say me in my box.
Yeah, because so the other evening, me did vote a
Right back.
do
Don't
me
worry, me
a
so answer.
clean up a door.
All right.
Yeah.
Me a do,
I lucky thing. I lucky
So
thing.
nobody so nobody not hear from the girl from Christine.
Yeah, man. I spoke with her yesterday. I'm supposed to check up on her.
She get the ultrasound done.
She was supposed to take it to the paper to the Cornwall Regional yesterday.
Okay.
somebody say caution new life. Or a caution the person name?
Okay. So him over there try case. Couple into.
Eh,
That go big.
Ali over there, one piece of pussy.
All him must frown. You see him big and look like a dead.
Mm-mm. Child.
PMP don't have nothing to at them. Not all.
But when them talk about bottom man, they need to be careful how them point finger.
No man, they
Because
can't listen, they
at
can't
least
talk about
at
them.
least
They can't talk
labor
about them
right.
body business graphic. Everybody knows that nobody man over labor right.
No, but they had a leader who was a damn gay. So what more they want?
So where is what's his name? The Dre Brian.
You know, so the Bible
Ima,
study Jerry Bryan I keep now.
What
ima,
am I do?
ima, ima work. Ima work.
Joy Brand, the honest today. Joy Brand,
Me
we
yes,
have some story about Clyde Green. While Clyde Green
me
are
here
having
say
tree
my
light in
work.
Starbucks.
Yeah. Me here say my work. In my work afternoon shift now. So I'm doing live
Mm-hmm.
at first thing in the morning or when you reach home at night time.
So it look like
So
I,
the
last
PMP not
night,
giving me enough money.
no, you know, say ma that type of man the Ashra cut off a pay.
what happened? I should cut off him pay.
Ashra. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I remember me come and say, you
Oh yeah,
Ashra, Ashra, you're a hypocrite. I go and block you, Ashra. See there? You
oh
never on
Ashrag
platform and
going.
call up me name Ashrag and I tell me about you find out to me again and send it to and I want them. You could send it to me,
So
Ashrag.
Ashrag never
Yes,
know that.
Lord.
Say Ashrag never know that
Lord.
before.
Hmm? Of course.
So why you never tell me what other night so me can ask her could I tackle her about it? You know so she get blocked. So I must see him block her profile then. I'm very
Gabriel and Black
vindictive,
Arm.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Cause she a blame it on labor rights, but labor rights want her for cuss her, labor right now get her page blocked. I him do it. I saw him vindictive. She must be glad say never put up her picture. Cause that's the next thing we do.
Him no know picture.
But no, Ashrag. Last night somebody said me want something with him over there. Administrate about the Bible and I say him thank God. Say Barbara Gale received Christ and she was ministering to the person who unalive her before she got unalive. Appear God him a call long for our dear.
Incinerate him.
Thank you very much,
Mm-hmm.
Philippine.
What was in
Instead.
the pan clean and when them find dead?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, them the find one lady, one reporter dead from cleaner.
Them yeah, somebody unalive her.
She
Yeah, so
was stabbed to death.
all you know hear nothing about that.
What you mean then I not catch the person who do it? Oh, you know, me they all over. How come we not hear nothing about Dennis Garden and the KSMC sitting here where bus out yesterday?
We hear about that.
And me here say the one the flight Maris him we can see where everything him about. Oh, I saw this and I saw that.
I'm see
Me
it.
feel me
Me
feel
here
like
say
me feel
me
like
here
I chat
say
you when you got
him
chat sitting and
say
they fix him.
me here say oh no no see flight Maris come out and say 300 house and no nothing that. We never see that.
I'm an idiot.
Um, me here say me here say flight Maris brother missing.
Mm-hmm.
In the go help search for him missing brother because one time after one hurricane portion him put him in a helicopter and give umbrella raincoat and water boots for go assess damage. What
What
do
you
you know?
say? Petal, you need to
They look
stop
like one
it.
of them idiot.
Stop it, Petal. Stop it. You sin
What
and
do
know
you
it
know
not.
about it?
You sin and know it not. Yeah.
Oh,
You would
oh,
not tell any lie on the blind.
Casco. I saw them not
Crazy.
no sense over there, no. They will do anything, but they not no sense over there.
Mister, me tell you now which hurricane. I don't know say when me talk things, me like have my facts, you know. Me want to tell you exactly which one of the hurricane them.
Me think me see that news that way, petal. Me I don't lie, I tell.
Me not
I
tell you
never
like
Ivan.
Hurricane
I
Dean.
never did Ivan. I did
Me
Hurricane
always
Ivan.
mix up Dean and Ivan. Right, I did Dean. Me always mix up Dean and
Dean.
Ivan. So I make sure some go look
Oh,
deep for a while ago. Hurricane after Hurricane Dean. Portia give him umbrella, rain cloak, and water boot. So I said, go out and assess the damage for me. So I make
Much
I go and go
husband.
look for him, brother, if you know me now. You totally miss everything when I just say plank. You never pay attention in the class.
Uh-uh.
yeah, you never hear
Floyd
that
Maris.
one.
Remember, me never in the vehicle.
Floyd Maris, the visually impaired, the visually impaired senator were in
How
a
the
part in
blood
the
clot
Senate
can't tell me that.
every
Blind
Friday.
man.
I always have a lot of things to say and always jump up in my first person. I saw this, I saw that, and I see the JLPs doing this, and I see the JLPs doing that. After Hurricane Dean, Portia put him in an helicopter, give him umbrella, give him water boots and rain cloth, and say must go around the island and go assess the damage, view and assess the damages. Okay?
That's why Damian Crawford say PMP them blind and can't see nothing.
Me
Mm-hmm.
don't know where I do over there, no. Me don't know when still I do over PMP.
We
So
don't want him over
where am I
here,
gonna go
Joe.
grab it?
Mm-hmm.
Pack up light a candle and sing a song and find somewhere go. Cause they're making look worse than what him is.
I saw them take with the idiot, man. So then take with the idiot.
Eh, And it, and for a leader, is a good leader, you know. If him behave himself and come, no my leader will find a work game, you know.
Andrew don't want him over there.
Remember say Ian Aids did the way we there, you know.
Andrew don't want him over there.
Ian ears look like in the so me always say look like in the pan kiddie crack. We never take him in good yet.
The triple brother.
We never take him in good yet. My God. Mm. But no, somebody can stream nationwide news. Somebody can stream the news. The news will start now. One on the platform can stream the news. Philippine, where you there? According to Nali. Philippine.
Olympian.
Philippine. And one next one called her Philippine.
Come to Philippines.
Kesco. Kesco, go stream the news.
No,
Yeah, stream.
I have
Yeah,
no
stream.
access to the radio.
Hold on.
No access.
Why does it smell like farting
Up
in
up the
here?
line, guys.
Yeah, Casca, you have to go up on
So
the
team talk
go up on
like
YouTube and
No,
Abby.
can stream.
that's hot boxing. I can't believe that me I go to a lunchroom at work
Casca,
Yes,
to go
Dante.
play me something.
you're not on the radio, man. If you go up on
Somebody
YouTube, you can
farting
stream
there.
it.
I'm not done. Nowhere near nothing else. Not extra
Oh,
gadget. There
all
was.
right.
What is
You hear
happening? Tell
background
me
noise.
now.
Yeah, the phone there.
What is
Philippine,
happening?
Blank always
Hold
have
on.
two phone.
Dante,
Philippine, do the right thing. Do the right thing, man. You know see what I go on. Do the right thing now. And stop
I
here. Stop
Philippine.
here.
don't understand. What me do?
Philippine, tell why you stream it in.
On our ear? On our
Yeah.
ear?
Yeah.
Final of the first Citizen Jewels of the Caribbean tournament. And later in our broadcast, in the cover story at 5:35, Paula Llewellyn is set to return to office after the Court of Appeal overturned a constitutional court ruling striking down the government's second extension of her term in office. Paula Llewellyn will join us.
In public opinion at 6:26, we ask Christmas shopping online or local. Give us your comments by logging on to our Facebook page, Nationwide News Network, and by tweeting us at Nationwide Radio and message us on WhatsApp at 876-285-56.
People now really shop online now, for them website that take too long to come.
Nationwide 90 FM.
In the nation's business at 6:40, we'll continue to get reactions to the Court of Appeal's ruling. You'll hear from one of the attorneys who represented the Attorney General, Nico Pagan.
Also in the nation's business, the woman convicted of the abduction and murder of 8-year-old Danielle Rowe Coyote Satchel has been sentenced to life imprisonment. She's to serve 27 years and 4 months in prison before being eligible for parole. You'll hear the details.
All these and more as we take you home on air on your mobile. Nationwide 90 FM. The App Store. This Friday afternoon, it's Friday, December 20, 2024.
News at 5 is brought to you by Fostrich Company Limited, fostering rich customer service.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Paula Llewellyn will resume duties as the country's chief prosecutor after the government scored a major legal victory in the Court of Appeal Friday morning. The unanimous panel overturned a constitutional court ruling striking down the second extension of Llewellyn's tenure in office. The Holness administration had come under political fire from the opposition People's National Party, which accused the government of seeking to extend Llewellyn's tenure for an improper purpose. On Friday, the Court of Appeal rejected that argument, among several others from the opposition. Ricardo Brooks was in court when the ruling was delivered.
It was a unanimous decision from Justices Jennifer Straw, Vivian Harris, and Kisok Leng. They say Paula Llewellyn is entitled to benefit from the extension found to have been validly enacted by the Parliament. In providing a summary of the reasons for the court's judgment, Justice Straw concluded the Constitutional Court was correct to reject the argument advanced by the People's National Party that the amendment was enacted for an improper purpose. The appellate judges also agreed with the lower court that Section 2.1 of the amendment did not circumvent the process laid down in the Constitution for the extension of the term of the office of a Director of Public Prosecutions. The judges then turned to the question of whether the amendment could lawfully be applied to Paula Llewellyn. Here, they found the lower court made an error.
We find as such that the full court erred in limiting the applicability of the section in this regard. We conclude, therefore, that Section 2.1 of the Amending Act is applicable to the incumbent DPP.
The appeal court judges then turned to whether Section 2.2 was inconsistent with the supremacy clause of the Constitution. Here again, they concluded the lower court judges were in error. Justice Straw described the test applied by the lower court judges as problematic and a misunderstanding of the law.
In determining the validity of Section 2.2, the full court used the following test. Open quotations, whether the amending act is in substance different from that which was originally contemplated by the drafters of Section 96.1, or whether the amending act alters what Section 96.1 had originally said in the Constitution. Close quotation. Both questions were answered in the affirmative. We conclude that that test, as formulated, was problematic and appeared to be a misunderstanding of the law expounded by Lord Dibrock in Hines and the Queen.
The appeal court judges say the lower court should have determined whether Parliament conformed to the requirements of the Constitution and whether the Parliament had the power to pass the amendment in the manner that it did. Justice Straw says the lower court judges again fell into error in their interpretation of the effect of Section 2.2 of the amendment passed by the Holness administration.
Upon the promulgation of the amending act, the incumbent DPP automatically benefited from the increased retirement age by virtue of Section 2.1. Section 2.2 did not add to that benefit and is therefore not unconstitutional or inconsistent with 2.1. The full court erred in declaring that Section 2.2 of the Amending Act was an invalid constitutional amendment and is to be severed from the Amending Act and struck down as being unconstitutional, null void, and of no legal effect.
The appeal court also rejected arguments from the PMP urging it to read down sections of the amendment from applying to Paula Llewellyn. They also rejected the lower court's conclusion that there is need for agreement between the Prime Minister and the opposition leader to extend the DPP's tenure in office. They concluded that the consultation does not mean agreement. The Court of Appeal therefore upheld the Holness Administration's appeal and rejected the PMP's counter-appeal. The government was represented by King's Counsel Alan Wood, Ransford Braham, and attorneys Nico Pagan and Samoy Campbell. The PMP was represented by King's Counsel Michael Hilton and attorney Kevin Powell. It's understood once the registrar of the Court of Appeal issues the certificate of the ruling to the Public Service Commission, the acting appointment of Claudette Thompson as DPP is expected to be revoked. Paula Llewellyn will then lawfully be permitted to resume her duties. Her term comes to an end in September of 2025. Ricardo Brooks for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, attorney for Paula Llewellyn, King's Counsel Douglas Lays, says their legal team was always confident they would prevail in the matter.
I think we were pretty confident going in because, as I said, the legal arguments were tested and retested. A lot of research background from the whole operations of the pension systems in the civil service and what Parliament was trying to achieve, looking at the pension legislation, looking at the constitutional amendment and how it would have impacted my client's ability to get a pension.
King's Counsel Douglas Lays, he was speaking with Nationwide News on Friday, and a member of the government's legal team, Nico Pagan, says the ruling proves the government had acted in a lawful manner from the start.
The decision of the Court of Appeal is a welcome victory for the government. It demonstrates that the government at all times acted lawfully when it amended the constitution to allow for the increase in the retirement age for the two key senior public officers, being the DPP and the Auditor General. It also demonstrated that the government at all times acted for a proper purpose.
Nico Pagan, attorney at law, efforts to reach King's Counsel Michael Hilton were unsuccessful.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs, Marlene Malahoo Ford, says Friday's ruling is a stark reminder that the appointment of civil servants should never be the subject of partisan politics.
An approach has been taken to implicate office holders and try to politicize them. And the public service has not recovered for the almost 2 decades of politicizing the civil service, when it was a deliberate role of the government of the day to place people whose partisanship mattered to the government more than their professionalism to the people. And we are still trying to recover from that. I want to say to my fellow Jamaicans that our civil service should never be politicized, because we have to understand what the public interest is. We have to understand what the role of government is.
Marlene Malahoo Ford. Meanwhile, the Justice Minister Delroy Chuck says the government is extremely pleased with the decision of the Court of Appeal. In a statement, can now resume her office at the earliest possible time. He says the government expects that this will be the end of the matter.
And the opposition People's National Party, PNP, says it is awaiting the written reasons for the decision of the Court of Appeal before making a determination as to any next steps it may take in the matter. Despite voicing respect for the Court of Appeal's ruling, the opposition maintains that the way the government went about enacting the constitutional amendment to extend Llewellyn's tenure was an abuse of power and inimical to good governance in a constitutional democracy. It says the government's approach was all the more egregious given the constitutional reform process that was underway. The PNP says it remains steadfast in its commitment to democratic principles and will continue to defend the Constitution.
Still in court now, to another matter, Justice Carolyn Ty Powell says life imprisonment is the only appropriate punishment for Coyote Satchel, the woman convicted of the abduction and murder of 8-year-old Daniel Rowe. Satchel is to serve 27 years and 4 months in prison before being eligible for parole. In handing down the sentence, Justice Ty Powell stated that the circumstances surrounding Daniel's death were heinous, savage, callous, and nonsensical. Robin Williams was in court. According to Justice Carolyn Ty Powell, the nuances of Coyote Satchel's action are egregious. In arriving at the sentence, Justice Ty Powell considered the aggravating and mitigating factors. She says she considered the intrinsic seriousness of the case, given that a child was taken and murdered by a mature individual. Justice Ty Powell notes the age of Daniel, the fact that she was unharmed, defenseless, helpless, and vulnerable. She says she considered that Daniel was taken from her school, a place where she ought to have felt safe. According to Justice Ty Powell, this speaks to a level of boldness and brazenness on the part of Satchel. At the time of the incident, Satchel was 30, an age Justice Ty Powell believes that she ought to have known better and had the life experience to exercise better judgment. She continued, saying Satchel ought to have been of the mindset to protect as opposed to harm the child. Other aggravating factors outlined are the nature and manner of the killing and the level of trust Daniel had in Satchel. Justice Ty Powell says there was a significant level of premeditation. She adds that Satchel's initial plan morphed into something frightening, dark, and sinister. It was revealed that the day Daniel was killed, June 8, 2023, was the expected due date of Satchel's baby. However, she suffered a miscarriage after discovering she was HIV positive as a result of her intimate relationship with Daniel's father. The judge took note of Satchel's statement saying, quote, "He should lose his child as I lost mine," end quote. Justice Ty Powell says that element of spite and revenge is palpable and appalling, as the person who was on the receiving end had done nothing to the accused. Other aggravating factors include the impact on the family of the deceased and the increasing prevalence of children being murdered. Not much weight was placed on the mitigating factors, which included the guilty plea and her good character. For the guilty plea, a 10% discount was applied to her sentence. In conclusion, Justice Ty Powell told Satchel, quote, "What you did to Daniel was sheer evil. To kill a defenseless human being is vile, but to kill a child, an innocent 8-year-old child, can only be regarded as evil," end quote. Robian Williams for Nationwide News. Meanwhile, Daniel Rowe's mother, Sadine Mason, believes that Coyote Satchel got what she deserved. I'm feeling much better because she got what she deserved. Satchel, who pleaded guilty to the crime, explained that she acted out of anger after discovering she had contracted HIV from Daniel's father. She was sentenced to life imprisonment on Friday. During the sentencing hearing earlier this month, Satchel apologized to the grieving mother in the courtroom. Miss Mason says in that moment she felt sorry for her child's killer, but that feeling has disappeared. She also believes that Daniel's father should have been held accountable. Honestly, I felt sorry for her at the time. I felt really sorry for her because I'm saying that Daniel's father was the reason why she did what she did, even though it was wrong. It gave her a sickness that she had to live with for the rest of her life. So I felt sorry for her at that time when she told me sorry. But hearing what I heard just now, I have a change of mind. I've been saying that is the reason why his dad's life was taken. If he never do him do, my baby would have been here. Probably should have harmed my baby because Daniel knew her. The baby knew her. So if that never happened, the baby would have still be alive right now. With tears in her eyes, Miss Mason explains that it's difficult for her at this time of the year. I will forget our gift. It's always because normally when it come on to Christmas, when I get her stuff and I them in the house and tell her to play hide and seek. So it's gonna kind of hard for me. It's gonna be very hard. Not even the kids them want gift anymore. Sudie Mason there, Daniel Rowe's mother.
And attorney-at-law Matthew Hyatt, who represents Daniel's mother, says justice has been served. The judge was very thorough in her summation and in handing down her verdict of life imprisonment and 27 years before parole. And I think, I know I can speak on behalf of the family, that it is a fitting sentence for this very heinous crime. It was senseless and, as the judge said, very callous to take a young life of 8-year-old, and Daniel will always be remembered by her family. And certainly her mother has gone through so much, to have to bury your own child. That's something that no mother should ever do. Matthew Hyatt, attorney at law. You're listening to the news on Nationwide at 5. We'll have more after these.
Okay, me turn it down so we can talk till the news come back. Nobody know nothing to say.
The woman they were kill the pitney an idiot. I man should have kill herself too.
I'm never respond to her.
Eh?
Give me that ignore her after
But
we do.
that no nothing for do with it. For them, it pitney business with what them in do. It pitney
Me
innocent.
know.
It pitney innocent. Why you not go kill a child because the father give you AIDS?
She should have
If
get
you
her
never give
100. That get her
if
100 what to shoot out that.
if
Then
she
take
never if she never go give the father a front, you no get AIDS.
I to tell him fit tap run up and down. And take man when no want them.
I want a batty man then catch him in a petal.
Oh,
The girl man.
what you mean by that?
When a pretty boy the way a fuck batty.
I find not pretty. In wicked. But the baby mother saying no, saying sick, before the baby mother, they don't want explosive something. And she say, saying sick, and she in the day I try hold her down before to try to deal with her.
Mm.
Hold on.
Him should have go to prison too,
Hold on.
Anti-corruption agents visited the offices of the Kingston and St. Andrew
Yeah, yeah.
Municipal Corporation, the KSMC, today as part of an investigation into a commercial development located at 18 and 3/4 Lyndhurst Road. This follows allegations that the building was recently constructed without the relevant permit from the KSMC. Nationwide News reported on Thursday that a law enforcement entity had launched an investigation into a business complex reportedly owned by Councillor for the Maxfield Division, the PNP's Dennis Gordon's company. Today, the KSMC announced that it has launched an investigation into the development. Here Stewart tells us more. According to the KSAMC's statement, upon learning through media sources of alleged breaches pertaining to a commercial development, Mayor of Kingston, Councillor Andrew Swaby, has ordered an immediate investigation into the matter. It says Mayor Swaby reiterated the fact that the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation is fully committed to ensuring all developments comply with the standard regulations. He also sought to assure the public that the corporation's oversight processes are rigorous, transparent, and effective. The mayor says the corporation is determined to restore public confidence in its ability to manage and enforce building standards within its jurisdiction. While the release from the case referenced 18.5 Lyndhurst Road, we noted on Thursday that the building in question is located at 18 3/4 Lyndhurst Road. This is also the address listed on its website face page. The big question is the Jackson Group medical facility. Councillor of the Maxfield Division, Dennis Gordon, is the chairman of Jackden Group. The structure also has the words Dennis Gordon Building written on it. It is located in the East Central St. Andrew constituency, of which Mr. Gordon is also the PNP's chairman. Our sources say law enforcement and anti-corruption agents visited the offices of the KSAMC on Friday and seized files relating to the construction. News of the investigations and jitters throughout the KSMC were controlled by the PNP. Mahir Stewart for Nationwide News. World in a Minute is brought to you by
BBC
This
Electrical
is sitting
Sales,
licky down,
Jamaica
licky down, licky
calls
down
the
flat.
success. O'Connor Consulting Network, COCN, driven by international accounting standards, modern technology, and integrity. The world in a minute. Here has 4 days over weeks with start on Wednesday. Line staff who are members of the airport airline and allied work union staged this over the agreeable monthly claim is to them. Their action caused flight delays, leaving many travelers stranded during the busy holiday period. Bahamas Air secured an interim injunction on Wednesday, ordering the employees back to work, but some flight attendants remain off the job. A car has been driven into crowds at a Christmas market in the German city of Magdeburg. At least 2 people have been killed and 68 injured, 15 of them seriously. The suspected driver of the car is believed to be a 50-year-old Saudi Arabian doctor. City officials say early signs indicated it was a
Because nobody
deliberate
want to
attack.
be no Saudi
Word
Arabia.
in a minute.
Jamaica is a fast down.
Why? ABC.
Take off early in a
Make
minute.
things as easy as ABC.
Where you say? Where you say?
Equipping Jamaica for
You know why we're here? What happened
You
down
know
at
what?
Saudi
You're
Arabia?
a
We said,
Germany.
we know why here that everyone here, so them demand them get some bulldozer down the boy place, where down a mark down a Lindus Road. And that we want here. When the man up on Narbrook, a water commission, look how they go on, the man have to resign. Why him not go resign? Eh?
Boy.
I tell you, say, you know,
Surely.
he says, no, believe me, me tell you how much at the month, that the 20, tomorrow the 21st. Remember me tell say God, I go show, I know, at the beginning of sorrows, this, you know, got some breeder sign, I go happen to Mark Golden and the PMP people, them, you go shit. God, I go expose them, so then gone down, you hear Hilton, how Hilton, when him attack, you hear, when he talk about the dead people, them, forget some dead name, figure vote, you know hear, do. Oh. Uno turning up, uno ears, uno IVC. Uno turning up, uno ears and hear the dirty white dog, the raw dog. You're scavenger. So if then you see, you Hilton and me, no find woman around sweetheart or one of them make up face all Peter Bunting a tremble like a leaf when he hear Mark Golding say forget dead name and I go talk about him and apologize. For when he say. A whole party say Magalang with.
More here, Auntie Paula.
Yes, ma. God no dead. How them go on with that the woman there? All the dirty boy found down at the black people them place down there so then call down there so. Down a St. Elizabeth in the hilltop there. The mad one, where the one that had the money tell him mad. All of them when I disrespect the woman and the fish boy. And now she send the fish boy to prison. The-
Me say more.
Step up the life, guys. Step up the life. Shower labor right.
Shower every time.
Yeah.
You hear what God do. You hear what God expose them do. You know hear the news.
When today?
Every with Miss Lee, when name? But the woman name. But the woman name Patel. Miss Lewin.
Yeah.
You know, see, God just let one people them.
Paula Llewellyn.
Paula Llewellyn.
What plan? What happened?
What
Miss
happened?
Lewin get back
He's
her job.
reinstated
You
in the
lie.
office.
You see what?
Beef for Paris.
What happened?
Not here,
This,
we're going
no, I'll tell you what happened. I'm going away tomorrow, right? So me up and down on the road here, man, it's in the news.
Little by little, man, them a share, man. Little by little, them a share.
I'm a little big by big.
Thank God to get it back. But I'm listening to that news.
Oh, you know, say God no take vacation like a we, and God no wear shorts, shorts, and no wear pajama.
Good news that you all the dirty PMP, my goal in, where my goal in that say? Because them dish you woman, you know?
We not care what him have to say.
No, him dish her body, you know?
We not care what none of them have to say.
You know, see this weekend going to one place. This weekend going to one place, I tell them, say, they forget some dead people. And when you hear it, was all Ethan Dexter, Kyle, and Peter Bunting, and I go apologize. I joke me when I make. No joke. The boy a thief.
I'm listening to 6 o'clock news. Where the hell are good news that?
That's good news. You think God dead, God still alive, man, and well. But then do Andrew, every bit of them are going to turn up disgrace to the world.
I'm telling them.
You are a professional, you know?
Right.
All the pastor, them, everybody we are fight against Andrew, God, I go strip them down.
I'm telling
I
you.
bring them down to nothing. Every bit of them.
Show a labor right. Show a labor right.
Shower.
The Christmas look nice. What my brethren plank? What you say?
And the mother then sit the man up there.
What's the plan? It's a plan.
Churchill, big up on yourself.
Whatever, get them
Yeah,
minutes.
man.
Get them minutes. But they reel up on midnight.
Mr. Kai score.
Sure.
G keeper.
Big up
Hey,
yourself.
you hear the thing about it? You know you hear the thing about the counselor?
Good news. I mean, him have to go down, you know. Him have to go down. No. So 6 months it take Paula Louis to go reinstate. 6 months. You see, I see them. I put them before God, man. I line them up before God. Pant and the whole of them are going to expose.
Panther must go to prison for treason. Panther must go to prison.
Right? There's a conspiracy going on in my mind, you know. And the world I go down. Come on.
A reality that they're not in a mind. A fact and a reality that the conspiracy.
Yeah.
Them have to go down.
It's a body them farm, you know, them farm a body, you know, and I eat them a go out with them. And when them do, them meet and greet, you know.
Yes.
And say what them a go say. And spread it out right on the island.
They meet and greet.
But I tell you guys, but we enjoy the Christmas. But let me tell you, this is the New Year, the same thing never gonna continue because the whole aim is to bring down Andrew. So we have to just prepare for them.
Look here, it have to take time fade out, man. It have to take time fade out because them want to do this right up to election. So we have to just stay focused and fight.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, man.
Stick with each other and, you know, pull through the same, you know, non-stop. Like you notice, even the blogger them, even for them blogger them fade out, you know.
You
Yeah, man.
understand? Yeah.
Not talk them at all about
Them,
what not the year, not the 18th century, the 15th century, them never understand. They don't know where to talk. They don't have nothing to talk.
that will take
But
time.
we, the
What take
MP,
time for you that way?
have a lot to talk.
If we stay up on the part where they we good, you know. Beat them down as them start. Come find all of them go. Badages them with them a come with.
The JLP flag are not going to mix up themselves with them.
I wonder if the DPP are gonna take back our job.
Yeah man, she have to get it back man. Remember say they have to pay her up and something. You know.
They have a PR.
I hope to take it back, you know.
But the worst thing, you
What
know,
she,
we have to pay
the
back
what
the
she care
labor
about.
right. I don't labor right. I don't labor right to that.
Me no mind, me no
But
mind. She's
wasn't
a well,
I think she was
she's
still
well
being
served.
paid.
Yeah?
Me
Her
not sure
salary,
about,
yeah, she wasn't. Her
me not
salary
sure.
wasn't suspended.
Let me
Me not
ask you
sure.
something.
Me not sure.
What about the PMP councillor? What they say today? What the news say?
Then go there, the KSMC go there.
Yeah.
So I don't know what next if I think more years of them lick it down flat because guess what?
I think they're going to take up some paper and down.
Mm-hmm.
Why do this illegal?
I think him submitted it, but him look like through him him have links in the parish council look like him just in the go ahead. That's why I see them fight
No,
to me, you know.
no, he's on the committee, you know.
No, me.
No man, they intend it, I think they said they intend
What I hear, what me hear, and I can't verify nothing, but what I hear is that them try to put in a permit and make it retroactive.
Yes,
Like,
yes, something like that, too.
yeah.
People go, police go and pick up the file them today. Police go.
Remember the news saying, guys, say,
Where's the news, sir?
I think permit. Yesterday, the news said they were trying to get the permit retroactively. So it looked like since then got in an office, they
Yeah,
might try
to get this bill. Push it
Yeah.
through.
Yeah,
So,
see, that's why them said the anti-crime down there to them
Yeah.
to get all of the information.
Them should go before.
No, but them
but we
never
don't
know
know.
before.
We don't
They
know.
have
Yeah?
to
We
go
don't know.
today.
All right,
Remember, say
listen
yesterday,
to
bus
this.
out, them have to go today.
But listen to
Yeah,
this.
but immediate them should go, you know, immediate them and sweep down pan
But guys,
thing there.
I don't want overnight process. We don't know what what one. We don't know if I on the file in a right now. You understand?
Yeah, and
Because
that's what somebody say.
if them are trying to get it retroactive, that means it's a labor right councillor have to sign off on it.
When
Let me turn on
when them
them.
ain't go,
I'm only run everything in a petal, so no matter what, you know, so that's how it go.
Well, public now,
but
so
this not on no 9-day wonder, them always turn it into me. 9-day wonder.
you know
But
what
them always talk about that.
you know what me things that happen. You know what me things that happen. Me think that this has been an ongoing issue from July. And I think that that's why then I up to wait it close. Because, all right, you know, want to soak up my friend. But what there's in the act on the oldness then. All right, now look here. This is what happened. But then fully well I know that Angela not going to be the place, you know.
Then they know, of course.
So I
But Petal, look at this, man. Look at this. If him working at him depend the building plan code, the panel, right? Where do they
Right.
approve? Why would he have to go around corner to get that done? You know, could I easily well get it done?
no,
Right.
other people are not even alone there on there.
The committee.
Paula
More
start.
going come out too. Hey.
Unless is it illegal for a councillor to get permit to do construction? That is the question.
But if he's on the committee, he's not supposed to do that.
That means say a government, I mean a personal business.
Right.
Him can get it, but him not supposed to do it
All right,
the way there.
all
He
right.
should
No, hold
recuse
on,
him. He should
guys,
recuse
guys,
himself.
Right. Right.
guys. You're Auntie Paula, yeah?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sanjay. The process has been lengthy and complex. I want to hear how affected you personally and also professionally, and how will you will
Mute your
remain
mic, whoever
motivated. How
midnight.
will it motivate you to maintain the position that you currently have as PPP? Well, Sanjay, please tell me, have I had the pleasure of speaking to you before?
No.
On the air? Yes. This is the first time. Yes. Yes, not the first time.
Okay.
At another station. Okay,
Yes.
yes. Okay.
First time here. First time here.
First time when they said, oh,
Yes.
there I
Yes.
welcome to this. I have been off air for a few months. But the thing is, by nature, I'm a resilient person. I was fortunate where I come from two very, very strong parents, where courage and work ethic was part of the ethos of our household. Now, for me, I wasn't really concerned about myself, the effect to me. What I was concerned about was my staff. Because when I, in the twinkling of an eye, I had to step, my staff was totally discombobulated. I mean, I hugged so many different people. Remember, gentlemen, I have built the office. We're on the establishment. We have one of the biggest prosecuting offices in the Caribbean. I would say we have the preeminent one because unlike others, including Trinidad, every single case, whether it's complex or not, every case in the Court of Appeal, we handle them ourselves. So we have built up a lot of competencies, and very often we are on the band. They're in demand in the rest of the Caribbean to come and share our experiences. And I was very concerned about my staff. I mean, you had persons who were in tears, and I had to draw on my oft-repeated mantra about having a broad and having testicular fortitude, mental toughness, to be on that day the consoler in chief and to give my staff a pep talk, to let them know that I will be all right. What is much more important than me is the fact that they remember they are part of a noble office whose function is to deliver good pastoral services in the public interest.
Your critics,
And that is my preoccupation.
your critics say, why her? Why is she holding on? Why doesn't she relinquish office?
And can I say something before you go any further? As I reflected on the, is it 6 or 7 male members of the profession who were my predecessors, every single one of them were able to serve their term until they reached the legal age to retire. So you ask me that question, and I would say to my critics, is it because I am female why there is this feeling among 1 or 2 only people that I should depart from the usual tradition that was observed by my male predecessors and step down before the age of retirement?
But they will say to you, DPP, that your situation is different because you benefited from 2 extensions.
No, I'm from 1 extension.
From one.
You're not counting the one upheld today.
No.
No, it is not. Look on what you remember what the court said. The duration, there's an alignment with the Pension Act in terms of all as a public servant. And that alignment means that, like everybody else, the DPP and the Accountant General can retire at 65. It's not
an extension as a term of art as recognized in the process under the Constitution. I'm sorry, but in our creature of the law. Fair. You're absolutely correct. So I'm concerned, if it is that the law, and I'm a creature of the law, and the Court of Appeal really reaffirmed it, the law is that if the amendment was passed, then the holder of the office will benefit from it. Fair. So it's a matter of whether I decide to go early or not. And if it is that the time could still be usefully used to make sure that I do all that I can do to tie up one of the 2 or 3 unfinished business is that we have administratively so that there will be a seamless transfer. When I do the mixed office, I cannot see why this should be a problem. I am the only DP who not only had the qualification of years of prosecuting, but also I'm the only DPP who had a senior public sector executive management certification from NIND, which is a certification, a training that trains another person who take it, the general or permanent secretary. So I have been able to bring that training to bear in terms of how I have built the office over the years into a 21st century, office that is very, very well respected and regarded in terms of our work in a variety of areas. You seem to suggest earlier that gender, because you're a woman, sex, is the reason why you're facing the kind of upper. Do you really believe that? I can't want to think that it's true. Everybody knows that I have never been preoccupied by my gender. I am known on the street to be notwithstanding my smile, which I told most people like. I've had a gentleman come up to me and tell me that when he sees my smile, it seems to him that the stress agree with me. But I've been preoccupied by my gender because I know that you're only as good for women as a professional in that sort of tough arena. You are always going to back much harder than your male counterpart. But I have always been a workaholic. I've always given off my best, and I've been fortunate that I have been involved in a lot of, really great cases. I've appeared against great advocates. I believe I've done well. I've learned a lot. And I've been able to impart and mentor to many, 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 many persons who have passed through my hands in the office of the DPP. It is a fact that prosecuting for me has always been a passion. I've never wanted to be a judge. I'm a communicator. And that is something that is known all over the Caribbean. And I like to teach as well. So, and that is it. So I can only think that it could be that some persons, because there is a reason why it is that I was, you didn't have women. There was a time at the office of the DPP, we have a picture, the time when you had like Francis and Lloyd Barnett, beweek. It was only about maybe 10 to 12 of them. And there were no women. Mr. Justice James Carr told me that when he was head of the office, only 3 women were allowed at the time. So there may be 1 or 2 of the early directors who will be returning in their grave. But if I do say so myself, when I look back on my time, I have had to make tough decisions. I have done some really, really hard matters as the leader of the chambers with 50 lawyers and about 100 members of staff. But I believe we have done well, and we are very well regarded and respected in the Caribbean for it. Hold it there for us. We're up on the break. Talking to the Director of Public Prosecutions, Paula Llewellyn.
Them draws now. You hear me? Where's that? Silvera. I shit in them draws in a jail now. Tell Mark one of them want push out the woman for like a Silvera.
Sal well baby mother.
Hey, whoa! That's a good news today. Very good news.
She go up for bail today.
Hey, hey. Yeah, I tell you, Awugano, somebody left.
Yeah, we now want to come up. Let up winner tug line.
Who that?
Winner, one and only winner.
Oh, man, that's such good news I hear a while ago. Good news.
But
We also know winner.
Petal,
Yes, darling.
the woman them want walk and kill have people picking it. Them a go to prison. And I kill the woman them. So now that
Hear
the
from winner.
showing this move.
Look at your from
And
winner.
Corruption agents visited the offices of the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal
When I
Corporation
we play it already,
day as
Oh, you
part of an
played already?
investigation into a
Yes.
commercial.
Oh, me late. Boy, PMP having a bad day at the club.
Don't go ring me, babe.
and a bad week. A bad week.
Corrupt son of a gun them. Hey,
Bitch, them.
you see Andrew? God not sleep, brother.
No.
God not sleep to him. So what them
And
find?
you know,
What them
we are
find?
short pants.
Touch it,
And you
not the Lord anointed.
My kid. Say it
Yeah?
again.
Them carry him through the mud.
I'm telling you.
Them carry him through the mud and him reign supreme.
All right, Auntie Paula, come back now.
You put her back anti-caller, quick.
DDP have played for you a clip, and I have a question.
I bet you didn't take.
You can have a report that says that 6 people are being investigated for illicit enrichment. It means that they take the government, the public money and enrich themselves. And that it means, you know. And when you have something like that coming up, and the list of public prosecution, it's not without definition. Your yard. Nobody know why you continue in the office because you have already shown your colors. That's the General Secretary of the People's National Party, Dr. Dayton Campbell, DPP. In that clip, he says, you have already shown your colors. And I wonder if you worry that going forward now, there is this stain, this taint, this allegation that you are biased politically towards the government. Mr. Brook, you're talking to Paula Llewellyn, who one of the first acts of my office was to oversee and represent the U.S. government in the extradition of Mr. Cook.
Lock up Ruel.
You're talking to the person who had to make the decision to have a search warrant issued for a minister of government. Was it Joseph? I can't remember his last name. In terms of my role as
Right.
foreign assistant. Joseph, I can't remember, he was a junior minister. Joseph Hibbert. Hibbert.
Ruel
I think it was a JLP. Yes, a JLP government. I am very faithful to the code of conduct of a prosecutor. I've been a prosecutor for 40 years. I was a prosecutor long before Dr. Campbell probably even did medicine.
was born.
I just look young. I have prosecuted and made decisions in many cases in terms of all political sides. And my methodology is the same. I assign a team to do the research and look at it and make sure that the team does not know the subject matter. And then we all discuss it and a decision is made.
And if it's a matter of high public interest, then I issue a press release if necessary to explain to the public what change. What Dr. Campbell may have been talking about. Somebody asked me a question publicly, and I indicated that speaking for myself, I have always been of the view that when you have to make a decision that can affect the liberty or the reputation of a subject who is entitled to constitutional protection, then you must be fair. And I don't reside from that. In fact, if you look at a lot of the press releases and you look at clips in terms of interviews of me when I had, for want of a better word, disagreement with positions taken by the then Contractor General, Mr. Greg Christie. I reiterated that sentiment several times. It is a part of my DNA. And in fact, if you look at the case of Barry Randall and the Queen from the Privy Council, a case out of Cayman, they expressly indicate that the overriding objective of any criminal process, especially a trial, is fairness. So what I'm saying is something that is recognized worldwide jurisprudentially. So the fact that Dr. Campbell may have taken it in a different way, well, that is unfortunate, but that would not in any way cause me to act any differently in terms of my methodology when you are assessing a matter. Remember, gentlemen, it's not yesterday I'm a prosecutor. It's not 4 years ago when I applied for the position and I was successful. I was the youngest person. I was deemed to be the most qualified by the Services Commission. And I was the first female. And it is well known in the profession. And the police will tell you, I'm a workaholic. And I will smile with you. And I don't look left nor right. If I have to bring down the guillotine, I bring it down according to the law. And that is why I go out of my way to make sure that we are transparent and accountable and we explain to the public. So, there's a reason why worldwide DPPs are protected if you have a constitutional framework. I hear you on the professional aspect of it. But personally, he attacked you. You must have felt hurt by that, to hear yourself be attacked that way from a political platform. You know why? Because I have rhinoceros skin. The work that I do has made sure of that. Because of the type of character that I have. And I am aware that when you're in high public office and public life, you have to be resilient and you have to be able to take the blows from any source and still remain here. I have always characterized myself. I could be Sanjay and Ricardo in so disciplined is my thought process. And because of my experience, I could be a lion's den, and a lion wants to eat me. And the next day I turned around and I give justice. But don't you think though, DPP, that the politics of it, as one lawmaker said today, would have clouded the entire matter and caused individuals to say things because of, the PNP, the JLP saying one thing, may have clouded the entire matter? Listen, notice that's how the court pronounced their judgment. Can you imagine what you think would happen if the Accountant General, the judiciary, if the Accountant General, the judiciary, and the DPP who operate according to the Constitution in terms of the administration of justice? What do you think would happen if two persons, whether they are orange, white, or green,
decide that, you see that judge, I don't like that judge, Let us start to make a big quarrel and call up the judge name. And that is certain, in short order, we will hear that the judge has stepped down and resign. What do you think would happen? What do you think would happen, gentlemen? There's a reason why under the Constitution you are protected from any interference from any source. And there's a reason why in the case law and in all codes of conduct, when you make decisions as a prosecuting entity, you are not to have advert to religion, sex, gender, politics, or anything else like that. It's in our code. It's in our decision to prosecute. And that is what we are guided by. The moment you start to elevate persons who make unfortunate comments in the court of public opinion for whatever reason, and you elevate it and put it side and side with the law, you are going to be in trouble. It would mean that you couldn't have the Court of Appeal in a small country like Jamaica ever pronounce on anything that would have any credibility. It would mean that it would facilitate the undermining or the destruction of several institutions. So there's a process, and we're a country of laws, and we're guided by the law. And I know I can stand on my record of 40 years as a prosecutor, having done a variety of cases.
Do you plan to initiate any legal proceedings against Dayton Campbell for those comments that he made?
Listen, I was, why would I do that? This is, you are protected, you have freedom of expression under the Constitution. So basically that's freedom of expression, and I have the duty board as a law officer to advocate for Dr. Campbell being able to make and say what he feels he needs to say. This is right under the Constitution.
But he collared you, DPP. He collared you. He collared you. He in a sense suggested that you're supporting the JLP.
Listen. When I was involved in the process of extraditing Dudus, and I also prosecuted Zeke, I had to deal with certain headwinds. And in fact, if you talk to Douglas Lees, he was then Solicitor General representing the government of the day. As the competent authority for extradition, I was representing the U.S. government, and I never forget, there was a standoff for nearly 9 months where the government of the day refused to sign the authority to proceed. Did I wilt? Did I flutter? Did I blink? No. Douglas Lees and I knew each other from law school days, and we were good friends. And I remember one night, because we both used to work late every night in the office, 8 o'clock, 8:30, 9 o'clock. And I think he called me at about 8:30 the night, and we were both in office. And just to confirm that the government, the then government of the day, was not signing the authority to proceed, which I would have had to convey to the U.S. Government. And we both said, I'll never forget it, he said, girl, we have been friends for a long time. We will get through this. I said, yes, on opposite sides of the fence.
When do you expect to return to office?
It never destroyed our friendship. And eventually, the rest is history, that the government had to yield. And they decided the authority to proceed, and you were able to go through the extradition.
When do you intend to return to office?
Well, the registrar would have to issue the certificate of the results of the appeal. And I suppose the permanent secretary would then take that certificate and then write to the Services Commission making the recommendation that in light of the ruling of the Court of Appeal, then the revocation, the
authority be done. And let me say here publicly, I am so proud of this country. I'm proud of the office, of the support. If anything hurt me, if anything has ever hurt me, was to see the hurt on the faces of my staff. I am always committed.
Hey, Paula.
Would wish
Hold
to take this
on.
opportunity to salute the and the senior staff who supported her, as well as the rest of the office. And her the job that she did. In 60 seconds, your immediate priorities for your
I'm
office.
have to mute my mic, you know. Pass it, stick up it out the door.
And your workers. I had words with the secretary. But I wish I'd earned an appointment with her for me to decide updated. So that I can be updated on this mold issue in the office, because my anxiety will be to make sure that the country I'm not in a position to us. I can see to the welfare of my staff in rehousing them back into the space. Secondly, I will continue with my chief administrator and HR manager, continue the process of transition as it relates to certain administrative issues. My last name, I had comment, because I had commented why we were able to have a fairly seamless transfer to the function. So there are certain things that I would like to complete. I would like to continue to take the whole issue of unification between the office of the DPP and the clerk of court. It has to be flex. Consistent. Changes. Before I admit the office. I need one where I can make changes. There's two jobs. One is at the Supreme Court of the Constitution, and the other one administrative way of being planning the staff for the procurement and a lot of other administrative imperative. Have to leave. But then sometimes the force becomes wisdom, strength, courage, and one to be God and wait for all these stand up for principle and to do the right thing. Congratulations, Paul Llewellyn. Thank you very much. Have a good talking to you. As always. I'm sure you will have a wonderful week in our small. You sort of missed us. Well, I'm sure we'll have many more interviews in the next 9 months. No, Sunday I have to put on my armor because I'm talking to you guys in the media. Paul Llewellyn, Director of Public Prosecutions, expecting to return to office shortly. Yeah?
Thank you, Jesus.
All the best, thank you. Her term of office now will continue until September 2025. I apologize for the late start of the headlines. You cannot ask the people read Auntie Paula, hey, Auntie Paula for that girl 100 years, you know. Auntie Paula just look by you and say, Mr. Plummer,
Yes.
I like your shirt, by the way.
And
You
the
will be
Paula got
serving
back up to
100 years. With our list tongue, you'll be serving 100 years. Yes, sir. They can send. Don't not.
I'll cartel a fret now.
Okay.
Petal, the lady is so smart. Me love listener.
Me
Oh
too.
God.
She's so
And them the woman, the man for run down, man.
right. Woman, it's
Yeah, little dirty, nasty, no live no
That's a no one.
remember there, darling. I call you, but you never answer my call. Call her.
After she go home,
Oh, in a play video, you know, the woman there in a club
If
at have
you
her
call
fun.
him, I'll answer you, mouth, sir.
Oh.
Sorry
Woman
about it.
there in a club at have her fun, but when you watch her with people, man, I turn it around. I wish she'd have one way if you put that pussy all behind bars, you see, man.
You can't, well, man, she won't fix them. Because she's
But
not biased. She's not a bias, you know.
Petal, there's two cases that are outstanding.
Which one? Silvera?
Silveria. I hope that
And the,
people
and the, and the,
implicated in a
and the, and the police boy.
Right.
But remember, there's a lot of people involved in that, a lot of politicians and people run out and say, statement.
Antifa got run out on them and say, okay, she want this done, she want that done, she want
Auntie
blah.
Paula the best. Me not kill. She's the best. Oh, you don't know if she's a PMP or a JLP. Why the PMP then get her so? She's
Me
not
say, you say, don't mix up. You hear the woman say, never ever mix up her work with politics.
politics. She never. She never.
That's what I'm impressed with, you know, her professionalism, you know.
Say the pussy, well, let me say, enough of them but here got wait. All
I still feel me want to get fresh like you.
who did go for Stony Hill that then.
Wait.
Well, I need sweetheart of Fred.
Hey. PMP headquarters, they must up there. I fret and I pray. Boy.
These are the professionals that we need to run
Jamaica.
public sector.
Yes.
Our country. Our country.
Yes. The lady is serious on her job.
I'm professional, man. Professional.
Look here. I remember years ago when Jamaica wanted these kind of professional people who can speak properly, who know their job. The Prime Minister said, you have to pay them, else you can't get them, because the private sector always had them. You don't remember them there?
It's true.
No, look on it. Look on it. We had a great Prime Minister. Not, we have a great Prime Minister. We have great Minister of Justice. And you see the chance, great Minister, what the something affair name is a judge not take and turn into a constitutional affair ministry. You know. Just look what go on for Jamaica. You think about Paula, finance, right? And all these public sector entities that are doing well. Look on the people and where head them. You have to pay the people them, brethren. If you don't pay the people, you cannot get quality.
But guys, remember now, you remember Miss the Malahu? Remember what she talked about when they were going ahead with the Integrity Commission Act? She warned them about certain items that they shouldn't go forward with it. And I come back and I bite the country right now.
Right.
But Mr. Churchill, look on what we have as a problem in Jamaica. The problem that we have is when women open their mouth, there's certain section of men we cow them down. And I regard those men as dunce men. The Bible tells you, say, you have to have a woman beside you. So why we not free them up?
If you have a woman beside to help you, you don't fall. I tell you.
I know that the man them had the fish boy them had a long tongue.
Yeah, no doubt. We need some strong women in leadership. Because
they are there, you know. Remember that, Mr. They are there. The problem is that, as Miss G said, Miss Keeper said, too much of the bad people them in the place.
You know why you can't get the long woman then? Because the fish them went in at the PMP party, them buy out all the G-string and the battle rider and pan the river and pan the bank, so the woman them can't get to be woman.
PMP not like woman. Look what they do, Portia.
Yeah.
Look at the woman, I tell them do everything she can read. To this girl, come out and all them things there.
No,
listen.
listen.
Like them now.
Listen.
Like them.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. I didn't think Portia was up to the job, but she kind of disrespect with ensure that was
That's
not
it.
right at all.
No, but you look here, listen to me, my brother. You don't have to be up there, you know. You know, a lot of people is not can't read and write, but them are people who guide them and guide them right. And the
No,
one who have the education is
me
the
not,
dumbest person.
me not even talk about her education, you know. Me not talk about her education at all.
Right.
Churchill, did you know that Mr. Siaga was one of Portia advisor?
Right.
Did you know
Yes,
that?
yes.
All right.
And the same PMP them do man bad at them pies, you man, you know, Anton an idiot.
But you know, as I talk about Siaga was not afraid to give his opinion, whether he's in government or in opposition, you know. He
Right.
was not afraid to give his opinion. So that's the thing about Siaga,
He
the
used to get,
statesman that he was.
Right.
he used to get he one beat off a Portia still, you know.
You think so? Here I know.
What can I beat?
Hey.
What can I beat, G Keeper? What kind?
I tell you no. So Eddie used to get him
Eh?
for one womanizer that, you know. Oh, if loving
I'm
me is
ready.
wrong, I don't want to be
Hey,
right.
I'm ready
Oh,
to go to the grounding weapon. I'm ready to the grounding
Right.
weapon.
Me
in
nah,
the
me nah go
90s,
there. So.
Arashi hold him down
Me
and
not
Petal,
go that way there.
Yeah.
Petal.
But
In the
look,
90s,
but
in
look
the
first, I
90s
want.
when PMP in a power, you know, and I don't remember which part right now. I was in one of the other mother name store in an office, and when me hear when in the PMP party, and when Portia call Eddie and tell Eddie, nobody can tell you nothing. Go PMP, you don't know nothing. Oh,
try mute my mic. Yeah.
Yeah, me nah go touch that one the G keeper, cause me no
Okay,
know.
me not touch about the either.
me can't touch you.
I tell the boy,
And
all
I
I
touch
know
you
to the PMP, them a
when
fret
I'm not
tonight.
friends.
Them a PMP a fret tonight. When I come with now,
Them a go come with something, man. No, just prepare for it.
yeah, okay.
You know, your daytime can come up and run up your mouth.
Mm. They make you jelly
No.
coconut.
I play when he did say about him, Llewellyn. When Indian
Bumbuka,
God,
yes.
when Llewellyn, them then they take her off of the job.
John.
One thing me have to say.
Rewind that, you know.
Replay.
One thing me have to
They
say.
never take off. They never take her off yet. When it did there before the court, and him a say she for guard yard, and then
Yes.
remember go to the court,
Exactly.
and then them say
And I'm not, and I
they
knew,
say she for.
and I not new Churchill. I found that the time they rewind it.
I first started to hear it. A campaign trailing when they pan at that time then they talk about say
Him and Mark Golding. You only
Andrew.
know Mark Golding. The
No,
two of
the
them.
time then they talks about how Andrew sick and Juliet asked, how is my
Yeah.
husband heart? And him say he doesn't have one the same night there.
He can't talk now because he had diarrhea. Yes, the cold sweat. I watch that big face. Big, you know.
But Paula say she a prosecutor before he start medical school. I don't think he reach 40 yet, so it would be safe for her to say she a prosecutor from before him born.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All machiated.
All right, me have to come off and behave myself. My son-in-law, they pan them. Me have to behave myself now.
Boy. One thing me have to say now. Miss J, we have to get the woman them to come out, come vote. Cause it look like the woman them not understand say if them not keep this prime minister in a power, them fought. Where you say I got happen? A PG
Woman
string
them
a
love
sell
him,
out.
man.
Yes, man.
They say Andrea give house right, left and center. Water open up. Boy, water from the eye. Never said not Jamaica.
Hey, Petal, me see me na Cockburn Pen this evening. You want to see drunk or them? Me drunk or people them.
I must look
It's
at
time to.
Hello. I'm great. How's good? Still peace.
boy, Chopper come
Petal,
on tonight.
Petal. We TikTok Prime Minister the pan, you know, Sir Chops.
Independent now?
Yes, man, in the pan.
The what?
Hey.
Third chops with
All right,
TikTok.
my people,
One second,
what
let me
is the
check and
thing? Turn back
guys.
come off now, yeah?
Guys, dating not turned 48, so Paula see and 1984 in born, so I'm 40 this year. Look and look like him about 60.
Yeah,
Then,
true.
then,
So
Petal.
when Paula talk and I say she a prosecutor before him go medical school, she if say she a prosecutor from before him born.
Petal. Remember say Dayton Campbell Muma, you know. A funeral in daddy go find him, you know, you saw his head big.
Me soon come,
That
me soon
woman have
come,
a hard
me soon
time
come.
putting
Somebody
food
want to
down
talk to
on
me.
her.
Oh boy. Hmm.
Hey, labor right, I'll jumping out, yeah?
All right,
Uh,
Alton.
All right. So like you all celebrating this tonight, man. Very good.
Oh
yeah,
yes.
nice
Oh yes.
Christmas present.
Yeah,
Nice
man, it's a
Christmas.
good Christmas present, you know?
Mm.
I think everybody was confident that it would have happened this way.
Yes. Oh yes.
Yeah, just like we're confident about our prime minister and his cases.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm also confident of Marissa Dalrymple to Filbert as well.
Yes. Oh yes.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a good day. It's a good day.
What Chopper say? What Chopper just said go ahead?
I said I'm confident about Marissa Dalrymple Filbert as well.
Oh, okay.
Her case is going to trial. I'm quite certain that she
Why?
will prevail. But it's a
Why?
good it's a win for our justice system though, you know.
System today.
It's a win. It's a win, chaps. But I'm concerned. Why did the court
Yeah.
before? Why did they rule against her in the first place? I'm concerned about.
You know who the judge down there is?
That's what I'm saying. I'm concerned.
Do you know who was the judge?
Yeah. Well, I understand what you're saying, right?
No man, what am I saying?
We have to talk the thing, sir.
What do you mean? What do you think we're there for? The
I don't
judge
know
was
I
Justice
don't know
Wolf Reed.
their background, but you know,
Justice Wolf Reed. You know who was Justice Wolf?
no.
Oh. You don't know who was Justice Wolf?
No.
All right. That's your homework. You know who let off Renita Adams?
Is the
You
same
know what
person?
Carl to do him do?
Is the same person?
Okay.
One Chopper, but Chopper. What a way, a mocha, poker, or seat at go down a KSMC today.
Everything, Mrs. Everything, every letter in the alphabet gone on there.
What?
Mocha, soca, calypso, everybody down there, Mrs.
Things come to
Big dance and calypso, everybody.
where we come to.
One
So
Chopper.
Chopper, what that mean now? Chopper, what that mean now? Like how everybody go down there. What is your
A
analysis of it?
multi-agency investigation.
And what can we look forward to get out of that?
Well, it will be revealed whether or not everything is in order down there. That's number one.
Okay.
You know?
And I see no pole dance on go interference. Make we
I
turn.
expect to know whether or not there were breaches of the Town and Country Act. We know if there is corruption in terms of how municipal corporation processes, if any, have been circumvented. We will know if the owner, the chairman of Jack Den, who is the councillor, sitting councillor, also the chairman of the constituency, the same constituency in which the building is located,
Amen.
and the same councillor who is the chairman of the constituency is also a member, if not the chair, of the building committee
Board.
at the municipal corporation.
Really now, Chopper?
Oh
And
yeah.
Yeah, here he's a member of the board. I don't know if he's the
Not the
chairperson.
board, not the board.
The committee.
The municipal corporation has a
Building
building
committee.
committee.
Right.
For those of you who don't know, the building committee is responsible for making decisions as to whether or not anything can be constructed. For example, the approval process of application for building permits within the municipal corporation. The building committee is the one that sign off on these. So it is going to be interesting to know if when application for approval for the Jack Den building was sought, if the member of the municipal corporation who sits on the committee, who is the chairman of the which building was built there, it would be interesting to know whether or not if that individual sat on the meeting.
Yeah, if he recuse himself.
The meeting that took the decision. Right. So we don't know, you know.
But did the
Because
new
it could very well be that he declared his interest and recused himself. It could very well be that he did everything above board.
so did the news media got it right that the building was not permitted to be constructed?
Well, I don't know.
Oh no,
Okay.
But the investigation from
oh no,
Mocha.
no member say him did have a loudest mouth before all in the debate. Oh no member. Remember in Cosa Venetia, one time in talk about who they we do down there, in talk about award in a contract. Oh no remember him. Him have
Yeah,
one
man.
of the loudest
But
mouth, you know.
listen, there's also, you know, what is interesting is that the municipal corporation is going to launch an investigation. But the municipal corporation is now controlled by the PNP. I
Amen.
don't know what level of oversight the JLP members will be allowed to provide and what sort of scrutiny they can provide. I believe at this stage, the JLP members of the municipal corporation should have already been aware whether or not Jack Den had an application for permit.
Exactly.
They
And
know by now. They don't. No investigation is not necessary for
for
the
them to know.
JLP members to know.
But chaps, you need a minority leader that speaks on the issues now and start
Well,
asking questions.
that is the problem you have, because while the JLP, while the PNP will be busy out there covering their tracks, you will not hear anything from the JLP. Well, let me not say you will not hear anything, because I'm still hopeful that they will be strong enough and unified enough to come out there and speak. People like Mr. Ennis, who is was the the deputy mayor, and is a heavily charged political figure within the municipal corporation. I'm expecting that people like Ennis will spend some of his political capital to go out there and ridicule these guys. I hope they're not busy in WhatsApp group organizing against themselves instead of organizing against the PNP. And I say that with no fear of contradiction. You know me not care.
And leak it out.
Right? I hope they will leak this information. Right? So the pressure can be brought to bear on the PNP. Because had it been them, you can
be on it.
The sitting mayor, Andrew Swaby, now, though he promised to be transparent and to, according to him, bring back confidence within the municipal corporation, you cannot trust him to lead any investigation.
But Chopper, he was the one who says that the thing they can investigate itself with NNN.